Going to be doing a reading on the upcoming Pisces lunar eclipse. We're in between eclipses right now. Just had the Leo solar eclipse, and now we're coming up on the Pisces lunar eclipse. And this week is the energy. I have no idea what we're to expect. This is what's going to tell us what to expect. And we're also going to be pulling from my other beautiful favorite Dream Oracle deck because we're just trying to get taken care of at this time. We're trying to get clear messages. We're trying to see what our spirit guides, our spirit team wants us to know. Because remember, if you watched the Leo solar eclipse reading, it was all about relying on your spirit team and letting and like asking for help. Like such a loud, clear message. If you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend. It's such a good, if I do say so myself, it's such a good reading. And it was very lifting the veil off of the eyes of anyone who it was for, because there was definitely some things that needed to be seen in that message, as well as call on your spirit team. Call on your spirit team. It came out so loudly so many times. That's all I'm going to say. So right now we're going to get a little reading, and then we're going to do our follow-up messages. And I just invite you to take a deep breath. If first, maybe let all your air out. And in through the nose, deep breath in, filling the belly and all of the portions of your lungs to the top of your chest and holding at the top. And releasing out your mouth. Just centering, becoming present, letting the messages that your spirit guides have guided you and through me are guiding you in this moment for what is meant for you to be heard. Take what resonates, leave the rest. This is for you. And I just wish you so much peace and love. Let's get into it. If you would like, continue to keep taking deep breaths as I move through this. This is a pretty intense season, and it's always good to come back to the breath and see how our body can come back more into the present moment anytime we can. Okay, we have Temperance reversed to start us off. Temperance is all about balance, pouring oil into water and having that perfect balance. But when it's reversed, it means there's too much of maybe everything. Overindulgence, over giving, over compensation. What lands for you when I say there's an imbalance in your life? Where are you pushing too hard and maybe not receiving, or where are you forcing? What areas of your life are off balance right now and struggling to be mixed together? How are you having a struggle in making it all work together? Because not that every season needs to be balanced. There's times when it shouldn't be balanced, but where are you feeling like you'd really love more of this and less of that? And how can you start to make space for that shift? Confirmation burps. For you to find the inner balance first of all, and then be able to see it happen outside of in your third dimension, in where you're living in your reality, because you might just be feeling off balance internally, and you might not be able to actually see where the imbalance is coming from yet. You might be just knowing something feels wrong or feels off, and you're maybe you haven't even fully claimed it or realized it. Maybe you've been in denial. So what area of your life or areas of your life are you feeling when I'm bringing this up right now? What is resonating for you of what area of your life is struggling to find balance? Five of Pentacles. Perhaps it has something to do with finances, or lack mindset, or feeling like you've been left out in the cold in some way. Maybe in some friendships are struggling, because that has been a theme over the last couple weeks of friendship. And maybe you're feeling as if your friends aren't fully there with you, or there's some dissonance or dysregulation when it comes to like, why aren't you feeling like you're a part of the group? Or even maybe it's just one friend where you're feeling like something's disconnected or lacking. However, it could also be, because this is a general reading for many people, it could also be that the area of your life that you're struggling to find balance in is money. Is it because you're overspending? Is it because you're not making enough? What area in your finances, or even just your 3D reality, the reality outside of you, I talk about that all the time, not your inner reality, your external reality, where is that lacking? Where is there where are you falling victim to something in your life? Where are you feeling like you're being taken advantage of, or people are not, you're feeling as if people are not seeing you? Let's get more clarity. Okay. Oh, I should work. So I've been called multiple times in this reading. I'm like, this is an internal something, victim mentality, lack mentality, inner balance is struggling. I will say all the stuff that's happening inside of you is being reflected outside of you. So you probably have visual interpretations of what's going on inside of you. Shadow work is working on your internal places that you struggle with, where you judge yourself, where you're struggling with lack. Maybe you're falling victim to believing that your friends aren't being good friends, but maybe it's because there's something that's missing inside of you. I'm not saying that that's true. I'm just saying it's good to look to that part of you that's thinking that's maybe hypercritical. Your inner critic is, shadow work is all about working on your inner critic, and it's all about just all the parts of you you don't want to normally look at, and the dark side of you. Like maybe you are super confident, but you but you feel like maybe you're too assertive because you're confident, and you maybe struggle with being like, oh man, why did I do that? Why was I so assertive that I felt like kind of a bitch or something like that? That's shadow work, because you get to, having that question is shadow work. Oh man, I noticed this about myself. I don't really like it. How can you shift it? How can you befriend it rather than just shunning it away or being in denial about it? That's what shadow work is about. And so this inner, because I'm being so called to talk about the inner states of what's happening for you, shadow work is saying it's time for you to take stock of where you're playing the role in your life of this imbalance, of this lack mindset, of maybe even financially, if that is what stuck for you when I said that. Why is it that finances are struggling for you? Is it because you have this lack of victim mentality that the world is against you? That's not true. That's a belief. So shadow work can shift your beliefs. What are your limiting beliefs? What is this reading calling to you about the limitations you're putting on yourself? And how can you look at those limitations instead of falling victim to them? How can you instead see them and shift those beliefs into, no, I'm the one in control of my life. I get to choose where I am with my finances, whatever that's going to look like, meaning you're going to get a new job, meaning you're going to get a second job, meaning you're going to lower your expenses. There's a lot of different ways that you could do that. But if it's about finances, that's some things you can do. Or if it's about the lack mindset in general, where can you see abundance? Where can you see things in the world that are just like so overflowing? The amount of leaves on the trees, the amount of sun in the sky. You know, there's many ways to find abundance in your life. And if you're watching this, you're struggling to find that. And so it's just an imbalance inside of you that's telling you that that's true, but it's not. And it's just coming up for you during this eclipse season for you to see it. Eclipse season, it's time for shadow work. Eclipse season, Pisces, the lunar eclipse in Pisces. The Pisces is the original in the house of astrology, is the subconscious mind. It is the ruler of that house in astrology. So even more so, this is just calling you to look at your subconscious, because your subconscious is the filter that you see the world through. So this is being shown to you so that you don't have to bring that with you into this next season of your life that's happening. Into this, I know it's only almost September at the time I'm filming this, and that I feel like a lot of people use that as like, oh, the year's about to end. No, it's literally, you have 4 months to do whatever you want, and every season can be so beautiful. I don't look at seasons or even years, like I don't look at time normal, I don't think anymore. I look at it more in like what's happening in the cosmos, honestly, now that I have such an astrologer heavy based best friend, and she's really helped me see that. And then there's also I've been just tuning in more to astrology and seeing the way that you can shift and look at time and what's happening in the cosmos and help you time what you're doing in your life. It's not just the end of the year is coming. It's like, oh my gosh, we still have so many seasons left and so many things to feel and move through as this year is about to end, until now April, when Aries season comes, and that's when the new year happens. And there's just so much, it's just such a good mental shift for me, it's been. So I'm just sharing that with you so you can take that on if it feels fitting for you. The next card we have is Three of Pentacles reversed. So it's been in the air. It's been the theme of the past couple readings. I did mention it earlier about friendships. This is passions, creative projects, things that you're working and building, possibly with other people, most likely with other people. This could be friendship, this could be in work, this could be in roommate situation, this could be in family. Perhaps you're building something, but right now it's not, it's feeling delayed, or it's feeling off, or something is feeling, and I want to say it's because of the inner mentality, the inner lack mentality, the imbalance you're feeling inside of yourself. It's not actually happening outside of you. It's just your interpretation of what's happening. Because unless it is happening both internally and externally, because maybe you're getting tension from outside of you, but first shift yourself and your lack mentality and see if that shifts it first. That's the really big key. So whatever project you're working on, whatever you're trying to build stability around, whatever that might include other people, that might be an area that's being highlighted right now for you to be focusing on, or where this reading is heading towards. I will also say the North Node moved into Aquarius in the end of July, which I don't know when you're reading this. This is a timeless reading, so you can read it whenever or watch it whenever you like, and it's still important. However, at this time that I'm filming, the Aquarius, or North Node is in Aquarius, and that means that we're more focused on community now, more than we have for a long time. So the Three of Pentacles is a card of community. It is a card of how you're collaborating with your external world. So, and being the theme of the next 18 months to 2 years, this is the theme. And so if you're struggling with it now, it's showing you that you can focus on your internal world, shift the lack mentality, or even the financial lack mentality when maybe it comes to something with other people. And when you can shift that through your own inner work, the community benefits. The people in your life benefit. Your family, your neighbors, your potential roommates, your partners, your friends, etc. Those cards really wanted to come out. Three of Swords reversed. So perhaps you're feeling this way because there is a heartbreak. Maybe a friendship ended, maybe a relationship ended, maybe you're being kicked out of a community. Maybe you go to church and you're not feeling like church is where you're supposed to be anymore. I have my story with that as well. And maybe you're finding an imbalance in perhaps the fact that you're not supposed to be where you are. You're not supposed to be mentally, something needs to break, something needs to shift, something needs to, and there's 2 3s, I'm just realizing. The building of the stability is shifting. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if the Tower card came out. It came out in an earlier reading. So there's a breaking happening. There's a shift happening in this eclipse time for you that's having you see that this is not where you're supposed to be going. This is not like something is, I'm just feeling this feeling of like, kind of like a turning of tables even. Whether it's for you, like whether you're consciously choosing it or the universe is just presenting it to you. This is coming up for you to see that your heart's just not in it anymore. Your heart is not in whatever situation you're thinking of. Your heart's not in it anymore. Your heart is ready to let go of this and step into a brand new version of yourself. And maybe that's why you're feeling so much lack, because you're finding that your heart's not in it anymore, and maybe you don't even know where to go next, or maybe you just want to be somewhere else so bad, and you just either you don't know where that is, or you're having this longing and yearning to be where you want to be, and you're not there yet, and so it's causing this inner conflict of imbalance. 10 of Pentacles. This is where you want to be. So that breaking, that shifting that you're wanting to go to, this is where you want to go. You want to be in this place of financial stability, third dimension stability, where you just feel so safe and you feel like you are surrounded by the right people, and you have this legacy you're building with the community that you're surrounded by, and you just feel so solid, and you feel the exact opposite of how you're feeling right now. And this is just a phase of what's happening, and it's showing you what's possible. The 10 of Pentacles is what's possible because you can see it, because you can feel it. It is possible for you, and you are being led right now to what needs to shift for you to get there. Whatever's resonating with you in this reading, whatever shifts for you in this reading, once you're done watching this reading, see what has shifted in your life. Whether it's your mindset, whether it's somebody messages you, whether you see something or read something, what is your new interpretation of it? If you can shift and come into the 10 of Pentacles as your perspective, if you were already here, if you already felt stable, if you already felt surrounded by safe people and you just felt so good and abundant and whole and your self-worth was just like up the charts, how would you interpret your life right now? What things would you change? I just looked 2222. Yes, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Whether that is true, I probably edited this video pretty intensely, so you probably weren't at 2222, but I was. Let's get a couple more cards, and then we're gonna take our oracle deck and finish up here. So what else is coming for you? Whoa, that was a lot. Not a lot, but it was very potent. What else is coming for you when you can shift into this 10 of Pentacles energy? So we have the Page of Wands, So new ambition, new inspiration, a new fire being ignited within you, a new path. Yeah, brand new beginning is what's coming through. And what you're having to let go of and leave behind is where you're at right now. You have to be willing to let it go. You have to, you might not even know what path you're supposed to take, but you just keep walking and you stop focusing on the past. You stop thinking about where you're coming from, where that shift of where you were moving. Don't look behind you. Don't look at where you're shifting from. Look towards where you're going. Just focus on where you're going and see where you're going in everything that you do and everything that you feel. What do you want to feel? It's time to carve your own path or walk a path that you know. Maybe you only know the first step, or maybe you know like the fifth step and you're like, I don't know how to get to the fifth step. That's where you're at right now, to understand how to get to the fifth step. That's all you need to focus on. You see that step and you're like, I'm going to get there. I'm going to figure out how to get there. That's what you focus on right now. Last card of the... Confirmation, baby. Confirmation. The star. Your wish is being fulfilled. Oh my gosh. That's so fucking cool, man. What I just said, this is confirmation for you. You are getting what you desire when you shift your mindset, focus on it. You probably know about manifestation. And even if you don't, maybe it's time. Maybe that's the first step. Start learning about manifestation, because what I'm talking about is a basis of manifestation, of where you focus, where releasing your limiting beliefs. This is an everyday single step. Like, it's not just like, oh, I've released my limiting beliefs. Everything is a limitation except for the present moment. I'll tell you that secret right now. So when you're in your present moment, how do you feel? What are you manifesting right now in this very moment? You're focusing on where you want to be. Stability, safety, surrounded by whatever it is you want to be surrounded by, but I'm getting very stable energy, it's the, what's that, Stonehenge? Like the earthy, like heavy, but in like a good way, like grounded energy. Did I say that already? Okay, let's get our last 1 to 2 cards from this oracle deck, and then we will be you will be free. You are free. You can go whenever you want. But also, I appreciate and love that you're still here with me, because this is my purpose and my path to be here with you, leading you in this way. And so I love it that you're still here with me. Okay, we have the desert. Authentic self, transcendence, courage, and genesis. How are you being called right now to be in your authentic self? Because the 10 of Pentacles, is you in your authentic self. This lack mentality, this version of you, this victim, is not you. That's not who you really are. You are the 10 of Pentacles. You are grounded. You are protected. You are safe. That is what is true. So how can you embrace your authentic self? And I feel like this space you're in right now, which it kind of is for everybody because of the in-between of the eclipses, and it's just kind of the north node just shifting. It's kind of all, we're out wandering the desert, not really knowing what we're doing, but that's a beautiful place to be. Being lost is a beautiful place to be, because that means you get to choose where you go from here. There is no path set for you yet. You get to decide where you're moving forward. You get to listen to your intuition and call upon your authentic self, your soul. And you get to ask, where do I go from here? What do we want to do in this life? In this one life that I'm given, I get to choose that. So how can I be so grateful and have courage to transcend where I currently am, so that I can step into the version of my life that my soul came here to experience? First of all, I love being here and doing this. I love when this happens. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my God! Choose your own adventure. I literally just said that. I mean, not choose your own adventure, but I said you get to choose your own path. Look at all these portals. You get to choose lucid dreams, conscious discoveries, and manifestation. I said it's time to learn about manifestation. It's time to learn about your ability to choose where you're going, to use your mind and your inner powers to know where you're, to decide where you're going. It's not up to anybody else. It's not up to anything outside of you. You get to choose your own adventure. You are out walking in the desert, free to go in any direction you want, and you get to choose. You get to choose because no matter what, you're going to get to your star. No matter what, you're going to get to your wish fulfillment. You're going to remember that you're looking for stability and safety and groundedness. You're no longer a victim to your circumstances. That's one of the things that manifestation teaches you really loud and clear. You are responsible from this point on of where you are going, because now you know too much. Now you know that you are not the victim of your circumstances, because when you know that you're not anymore, because you choose your own adventure, you choose your own reality, now it's your responsibility. And you don't have to take it. You could ignore this. You can move about as if you never knew this was true. And then it will come back to you. Trust me, this has happened to me multiple times. I'm like, I can't do this. Well, it's happening for you. For you, so that you get to live the life that your soul came here to experience. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Choose your own adventure. Choose your soul purpose life. Okay, thank you so much for being here. I hope you have an amazing lunar eclipse in Pisces, and report back. Report back once you start finding more about manifestation. I highly, bajillion, making up words, recommend Courtney Cho. Fucking love her so much. She's an amazing manifestation teacher. She has a book coming out next year. I can't fucking wait. She is amazing. That's all I'm going to say. Start learning manifestation from her, because she knows all the stuff and she brings you all the pieces and bits of where she gets her information from, and you can just jump off from there. Okay. I hope you have a wonderful, lovely rest of your time wherever you are, doing whatever you are. Sending you so much love. Mwah. Now go live your life. So delicious. Yeah. Everything's dying.